Welcome to today's Catholic Daily Readings from Christus Dominus Bread of Life. A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. In a very little while, Lebanon will be turned into Carmel, and Carmel will be considered as a forest. And on that day, the deaf will hear the words of a book, and out of darkness and obscurity, the eyes of the blind will see. And the meek will increase their delight in the Lord, and the poor of men will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the one who was prevailing has been brought to nothing, the scoffer has been consumed, and all those who were watching for iniquity have been cut down, those who, with a word, condemned a man unjustly, and who laid snares for the one who corrected at the gate, and who turned aside the just with empty words. Because of this, thus says the Lord, who redeemed Abraham to the house of Jacob, from now on Jacob will not be confounded, nor will his countenance now become pale. For when he sees his children, the work of my hands in his midst, they will sanctify my name, and they will sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and they will preach the God of Israel. And those who had gone astray in spirit will know understanding, and those who had murmured will learn the law.
Whom shall I fear in this valley of shadow? You are my refuge, you are my stronghold. My heart shall not tremble, though darkness surrounds. The eyes once dim shall behold your shining. The deaf shall hear, the humble rejoice. The wayward heart find wisdom unfolding when you draw near and open our eyes.
One thing alone I seek, O shepherd, to dwell in your house forever and ever, to gaze upon beauty brighter than dawn light, to contemplate glory within your holy courts. Open the gates of the righteous before me. Let me walk through and give thanks to your name. Answer my cry as you answer the blind men, touching their eyes according to faith. The Lord is my light and my salvation. I believe I shall see your goodness in the land of the living. Your mercy will shine. I wait for you, steadfast and courageous. I wait for you, rock beneath every storm, from Lebanon's height to Carmel slopes, from wasteland turn to fruitful garden.
The deaf shall hear the scroll of your promise. Out of gloom and darkness, the blind shall see. The proud brought low, the humble lifted. Those who murmur learn holy instruction. Those who stray shall come to understanding when you restore the broken. Son of David, have mercy on me.
Yes, Lord, I believe. Though my eyes are clouded, yes, Lord, I believe. Though the night is long, yes, Lord, I believe. According to faith, may it be accomplished. According to your word, let sight be restored. Touch my vision with your living power. And pour into the dark.
I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. For goodness and kindness chase me always. Your rod and staff steady my footsteps. Your light breaks through every fear.
You prepare the table in the sight of my struggle. You anoint my head with fragrant oil. My cup pours over with your abundance. Your presence transforms my lack into plenty. Teach me your way, oh Lord, lead me on a straight path. Hide not your face when my heart is searching. Hear my voice when I cry out in prayer. For you are the stronghold of my life. When foes encamp, when falsehood rises, I will trust in you and stand unshaken. I lift my voice in sacrifice of praise. I sing to the God who lifts my head. Is my light and my salvation. Wait for the Lord with courage. Be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord. The eyes that could not see shall behold His glory. The poor and meek rejoice in His truth. For He awakens the blind from their shadow. He breathes wisdom into humble hearts. He restores the land and renews its harvest.
And guides the faithful to His holy dwelling.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. I wait for you, eternal and merciful. For eternal and merciful.
For in your presence I will see the goodness of God. In the land of the living.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. And as Jesus passed from there, 2 blind men followed him, crying out and saying, Son of David, have mercy on us. And when he had arrived at the house, the blind men approached him, and Jesus said to them, Do you trust that I am able to do this for you? They answered him, Yes, Lord. Then he touched their eyes, saying, According to your faith let it be done for you. And their eyes were opened. And Jesus strictly ordered them, saying, See to it that no one knows of this. But going out, they spread the news of him throughout that entire land. Join us for today's reflection. 2 blind men are following Jesus through the streets, and they are making a scene. They are crying out, shouting, refusing to be ignored. Have mercy on us, Son of David. The crowd can see them stumbling along behind Jesus, guided only by the sound of his footsteps and the murmur of voices around him. They cannot see where they are going. They can only hear where he is, and still they follow. Jesus does not stop. He keeps walking until he enters a house, and somehow these 2 blind men find their way inside after him. Only then, in the privacy of that room, does Jesus turn to face them, and he asks them a question that cuts through everything. Do you believe that I am able to do this? Not do you want this? Not do you deserve this? Do you believe I can do this? This is the question of Advent. It is the question that separates those who cry out to Jesus from those who actually receive what they are asking for. The blind men had already done remarkable things. They had called Jesus by his messianic title, Son of David, recognizing who he was when those with perfect vision could not see it. They had followed him through crowded streets without sight, relying entirely on faith to guide their steps. They had refused to be silent or to give up. But none of that was the question. The question was whether they believed Jesus had the power to open their eyes. "Yes, Lord," they answered. And Jesus touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." Isaiah prophesied about this day. In that day the deaf will hear the words of the scroll, and out of gloom and darkness the eyes of the blind will see. The humble will rejoice in the Lord. Those who are wayward in spirit will gain understanding. Those who complain will accept instruction. Isaiah saw a future when everything that blocked people from perceiving God would be removed. The deaf would hear, the blind would see, the confused would understand. But notice who receives this transformation: not the proud, not the self-sufficient, not those who think they already see clearly, the humble, the needy, the poor, those who know they are blind and deaf and lost without God's intervention, the ones who cry out, "Have mercy on us," because they know they cannot fix themselves. The psalm today declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear?" This is the confidence of someone who has stopped trusting in their own vision and started trusting in God's light. "I believe I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord with courage. Be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord." There is a tension in these readings between urgency and waiting. The blind men were urgent. They shouted. They followed. They pressed into the house after Jesus. They would not take silence for an answer. And yet the psalm tells us to wait for the Lord. Be stout-hearted and wait. Here is the resolution. Waiting for the Lord does not mean passive resignation. It means active trust. The blind men were waiting on the Lord even as they chased him through the streets. They were waiting on his power, his timing, his decision to act. They were not waiting to see if he would notice them. They were making sure he could not miss them. And when he finally asked them the question, their answer was ready. "Yes, Lord, we believe." Jesus warned them sternly, "See that no one knows about this." But they went out and spread the news about him all over the region. Why? Perhaps because Jesus knew that once people heard about this healing, they would come to him for the wrong reasons. They would want the miracle without the faith. They would want their eyes opened without answering the question, because that question still stands. Jesus is still asking it. Do you believe I am able to do this? Do you believe he can heal that relationship you have given up on? Do you believe he can restore what addiction has destroyed? Do you believe he can bring life back to the faith that has gone cold in your chest? Do you believe he can open your eyes to see what you have been missing, to understand what has confused you, to perceive him in places you thought he was absent? The blind men could not see Jesus. They could only hear about him, follow after him, cry out to him. Their faith was not based on evidence their eyes could verify. It was based on a conviction that the Son of David had come and that he had power over darkness. They believed before they could see, and because they believed, they saw. This Advent, stop asking whether you want Jesus to act in your life. Stop wondering whether you deserve his intervention. Start answering the only question that matters. Do you believe he is able to do this? If your answer is yes, then follow him. Cry out to him. Refuse to be silent. Press into the room where he is, and wait for him with courage, knowing that according to your faith it will be done to you.